Hello, this is cinderspapercraft.co.uk, and as promised I am bringing you a easy mini album. I have done a preview for this which featured this gorgeous album, which you will be able to see on my last tutorial, and I am now doing a boy one. And as I said before, I also have done a sleeve which will hold two at a time, so hopefully once the boy one's done it will fit in there nice and snug, and then that can go up on a shelf and you can have as many as you want in a row. Just make sure you do the outside storage. Right, so bits that you are going to need. Now I have done some of this in advance so that you're not sitting here forever. And let me move this out of the way. These are the measurements for the cardstock that you're going to need. I don't need those yet, do I? No. Right, so you are going to need 3 sheets of 12 by 12 cardstock. I am going to get round to doing one with a 4 card, but at the moment I'm just going to work on this one. Now I have scored, and I've clipped these together only just to keep them together. There's no purpose, and I just have slightly I have issues with keeping things flat while it's not stuck to another thing, so it doesn't need to be clipped like this for any other reason than that. Right, so let me show you these. Now I have prepped these. Oh, I do wish I wasn't so thorough on some items. And can I just say, sorry for the state of my hands, but me and Pacific Point do not see eye to eye at the best of times. It doesn't matter how I try and not to get it on me, it gets on me and it stays on me for days. Right, so here, ooh, crease that, good job, that'll be covered up. Here is the basics. Okay, so you will, I'm not going to do this because this bit is different, but I will just show you what you will need to do for that. It's so simple. Okay, you are going, and I'm just going to show you where you're going to score. I'm not going to do it because the outside cover is slightly different. That's better. Right, so you will score at 4 inch, and again the measurements in inches and centimeters are there. So you will score down to the bottom at 4 inches. You will score down to the bottom at 8 inches. So you've got 3 panels of 4 inches. Nice and easy. You are going to rotate it, and you are going to score at 1/2 inch all the way down, and then you are going to score at 9.5 all the way down, and that is it. To explain why the 1/2 inch, it makes this bit of the album, reinforces it, and it will stop it fraying so badly. Okay, and then when you fold the 9.5 inch bit up, it will then make these flaps, or pockets, not flaps. Okay, nice and easy. Now this bit we are going to score at, because this is the outside, I need to make it a little bit bigger, so when it's open, or when it's closed even, you see that sometimes these aren't always dead straight. When it comes to folding, it can sometimes put one bit forward more than t'other, so I'm allowing for that. So we're going to score. Oh, I want my wax paper. Makes it so much easier for me to get a good line. Right, so you watch, it will skip out now. We are going to go to 4 3/8. We are then going to score at 5 3/8. And then we are going to score at 9 3/4. You'll see the measurements in centimetres are here. And once I finish these and have taken the photographs, I will be uploading it to my blog. So Rebecca can hopefully get to find it on my blog. May hopefully be today, if not it'll be tomorrow, Rebecca, I do promise you. Right, so that's the 9 3/4. And I've lost myself. 9 3/4 and 10 5/8. There. Lovely. Going to turn, and we're going to score here at 1/2 inch again. That is the reinforcement. And at the 9 1/2. Right, so there it is. Now, yeah, that's right. Had a moment. Right, so that is the scoreboard done with for now. Oh no, it isn't. It isn't. Right, so that's that bit. Now to make the flaps, which we are going to put on the back of these. So on the plain bit, you've got the pockets there. We're going to put some flaps in here, and you are going to need 3 sheets of A4. That is it, which is fabulous. And all as we're going to do is score at, why can't I see? Right, I've done these in advance as well. That looks like 1/4 inch to me. It is 1/4 inch. Right, so we are going to score at 1/4 inch, and that's it. You will do those to all 6 of these, okay? But I'm going to keep those to one side, the flaps, until we've got this. Now I've done this slightly cattywampus, the wrong way round, and I'm going to have to fold it that way, which isn't a problem. There's a lot of controversy over which way to fold the score lines. I've scored them both ways, and I can't say I've ever noticed the difference. But some people are very passionate about that. Right, so that then has given us our outer casing. I've done this one bigger than the other one because it will allow more expansion. The other one is perfectly fine, but it's up to you. You can either make this bit smaller, as I did in the other one, or you can make it the same size, if only a fraction smaller. It's completely your choice. I can show you the basics and then you can run with it, okay? Oh, and can I just say, while I'm reinforcing these, my hearts go out to everyone in Texas that has been affected, and family members of those that are stuck there. It's truly awful, and my thoughts really are with you all. I don't see there being a quick resolution, but oh, I pray there is. So I hope we can all agree that we'll keep those in our thoughts. Right, now here we are. Now, So we have, this is quite a good colour. So we have on the top, we are going to cut these score lines to the first score, right? So all we're doing is cutting that score line out, okay? Don't need to wedge it because we are actually, as you can see, cutting both sides of the score line, and when you fold it up, that gives enough room for that to, I may change it when it comes to it and I fold it up and see that it's too wide, but at this stage that is the way I'm going to play it. Right, so now you're going to fold those over, and you're going to fold that over like so, and then from the outside, if you trim them off, it won't leave an ugly joint, or not a joint, it won't leave that pokey up bit of card. Or am I the only ones that get those? I do hope that's not just me. I've had some wonderful comments from some of my subscribers. I had a lovely one today, I think it was Juanita. I do hope that's the right name. It was very touching, thank you very much. It meant a lot to me. Right, and we are now going to cut along these lines, and I'm going to use the bigger ones, otherwise you'll be here for ever. Ooh. Don't start now. My hands have been steady all day, so they can just behave themselves a little while longer. Right, so I hope you've all had a lovely day, and I do hope many of you aren't too affected by that awful weather in America. Seems quite awful to say that we've had such beautiful weather here. It's been an absolute glorious day, and it kind of makes you feel guilty that you've enjoyed such a beautiful day. Right, so let's do that again. If I find this video is going on too long, I will do it in 2 parts. I'd rather not though, because this one is so easy and simple to do. I don't want to make it seem overly complicated and long-winded when it really isn't. So there we are. Right, now we are going to pop that one. We're going to glue all these together first. Now, I buy these bottles from Amazon, and you can put any glue you want in there, but it just makes them a lot more precise. You can use Tombow in them, and it comes out beautifully. This isn't Tombow, full disclosure. I used to use Tombow, and I still do when I have a project where I need it to stay tacky for a while, whereas this one, this glue that I use goes off so quickly, which sometimes is fantastic and sometimes is awful. Right, my favourite American demonstrator is Cheryl B. A lot of you will know her. I find her really incredibly talented. She does some magnificent cards, and she often goes outside of the steps outside of the box and comes up with some magnificent cards. She actually, I was binge watching her. It was my week off, and while I was making these albums, I was having her videos pretty much played back to King Company. And she released a video yesterday and today for a card for the baby bears, and it was just like, wow. So you could gift these with someone, hop along to Cheryl B's site or blog or channel. Her sense of humour is just amazing. To be honest, she has the same problem as me, and has a black hole in her craft room that when something drops on the floor, it disappears forever. I think a few of us know that one, don't we? Right, so now let me just get my baby girl one out. If you can tell me where I put it, I would be ever so grateful, because I just had it here showing you. Oh, it's behind me. Right, so we don't have one there, we have one there and not there. Okay, cool. So we can take this one off, or I can use that for a no, I'm going to take some of that off. Do it straight, and that one I will just take a smidge off, because I want that to fold in neatly. I mean, you can cut that off, to be honest. That's what I done on the last one, but I would rather these tend to stay a bit more hard wearing. That one we're going to leave as a pocket. So all as we're going to do is stick a very thin line. You can use your thin tear and tape or red liner, but you will need a thin one. I should have used that, but I just think I can get more of a gap if I use a thin bead of glue, and this one can come off. I'm going to cut this one off because it's going to have the reinforcement of the front. Right, so there is our cover, and this is how it all goes together. So here is your inserts, your easy. What I might have forgot to tell you is, right, so you've got 2 sheets of 12 by 12 here, and then we have 1 sheet to join the 2 together right there. So that's an A4 sheet. So if you look, that is a 12 by 12 and that is a 12 by 12. So these 2 would be separated. So all I've done is I have joined them together with a piece of card, which is, they're 4 inches, just under 8 inches by 9 inches and scored at 4. I think I put that on one of the other instructions. So you'll get these together, and all you're going to do is, now this is the bit that I want you to understand. If I glued that bit right there up to that joint, right up to that, so you're going to take that bit, so it's, when I go to close that, it's going to be wonky. So I have taken it a step forward and I have joined it sort of half and half, so that when that folds, as you can see in this one, when that folds, there is enough room for them to expand and to move and to grow. Okay, so here we go. I wonder if I think I've run out of Tombow now. Uh-oh. Right, here goes. So you are going to make sure the pockets are facing this way, and you are going to attach that pocket, this one here, just that one, to that page. So when it's joined, you'll be able to move that around. Okay, so I'm going to flip that over, and I'm going to cover this in glue. I could have used my red liner tape, which might have been a better idea, but I would like a bit more room to get this down, although this doesn't always afford me a lot of time, so wish me luck. Right, so I am going to take that to there, make sure that has lined up. Oh, it's very difficult to do this looking down. Let me sort of sit that there. Yeah, okay, done it. Woohoo. Right, now we are going to, sorry if that's shaking the camera, just want to make sure that's good and stuck there. And that, believe it or not, is it? Well, apart from the flaps and the decoration. Right, so there is the basics for your album. So if you think, right, I'm happy to go make that, there are a few things that I want to share with you before you go, but you will certainly be able to do that. We are going to use magnets. Now, I see my usual suppliers has gone up to £1.72 for 50, but these people that I've used as well are still £1.60 for 50 magnets. So I'm often asked about my magnets. That's what you type into Amazon. Sodial N3550. Okay, so there we are. Now I'm going to show you, oh, can I say, I cannot believe Stampin' Up have done this to us. This beautiful, beautiful, it's the only one that I could find really easily with a nice blue in. Look what I'm covering up. Can you believe it? I have lots of all sorts of designer series paper that's been discontinued that will work. How can they put foil and then a colour on? So I will be cutting up and using this, which will look lovely. I shouldn't moan, but just why? Anyway, calming myself down, we are going to cut that now, and we are going to, I can take those magnets there. I'm going to get my trimmer in here. God, I'm such a messy crafter. I do try to be more organised. Oh well, no one's perfect. Right. Ooh. So we are going to go to 4.5 inch. 4.5 inch. That's right, isn't it? 4.5. Yeah. Why am I doubting myself? No. Where am I reading? DSP for front and back. 4 1/4. 4 1/4. Yeah. 4 1/4. And that is going to go to 8 3/4. Actually, where did I just do that little score? Oh, I didn't. Okay, I thought I did. Right, 8 3/4. So that is going to be, it just seems so wrong covering up this beautiful gold. Right, so 4 1/4. Now that bit I know is the bit I need to trim off because I've cut that. So that is 8 3/4. And then the spine is 7/8 of an inch, which is just the one below 1 inch, if you were wondering, which you probably weren't. And we are going to do that at 8 3/4 again, and 8 3/4. Right, that's it. And then there's going to be 1 1/4. Is there enough? 1 1/4. Yeah, 1 1/4. Excellent. 1 1/4. And we are going to do that by 8 3/4. So that's not too bad. And I can get rid of this now. I can't believe I'm going to cover up this gold. Oh, sacrilege. Right. Why couldn't they have given us plain paper with a horrible pattern on the other side? Oh, it just seems wrong. Mind you, we have so many lovely speciality papers. It isn't so much of an issue as it would have been previously, because you would only get 1 or 2 sheets per pack, and some packs you would have, oops, excuse me, some packs you wouldn't have any specialty. So this year I suppose it isn't such an awful thing. Ooh, put that down. Goodness me. Come on. I think I've cut that slightly wrong, or I've folded that. Let me just, oh, sorry. Actually, I should do that to all of them. Once you've cut it, no matter how sharp your blade is, it will leave a ridge. Can you see? Leaves this ridge. If you just get your bone folder and run over it, it will look more finished, because these are the bits that are going to be facing out towards the edge. Right, so am I the only one that thinks this is a shame? I haven't seen anyone else use the pink or blue in this. Probably find out everyone has now. Right. Nearly there, nearly there. And all these items are available in my online shop. But what I've done this time is, if you haven't got masses of supplies and you don't quite know what to put into a album, I've brought out the Memories and More to put in and to show you how you can use them in your albums. Crummy, that was a terrible job. Oh dear. Good Goodness me, what was I thinking? Right, good job that I had the foil back on. Right, should we do that again? Right, look, it's everywhere. Pacific Point. That's better. There, right, so that is the outside. And now I will show you the inside. Right, so again, I have stamped my own BSP because back in the day we always used to have the all the ranges would have the polka dots, flowers and stripes and writing. The main reasons why I joined Stampin' Up, because I love the whole what do you call it, when everything matches, coordination. So I've stamped this, and I have used, this is on ivory, so it looks kind of, it looks different to how it would if it was on white. So I used Soft Sky, I used Tempting Turquoise and Pacific Point. Now you may wonder why I went with all those colours, and here is a tip that is worth listening to. If you haven't got these stamp sets are magnificent to get to make your own BSP. This one especially, it is well worth getting, and that one is fabulous for babies. So but this one really is. This is the variety that you can get, and I think it's lovely. So all I've done is stamp, 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 and then I've put little trio of dots. It just helps to put it all into focus. Right, so what was I waffling on about? The different coloured blues. The more blues you use, the less it will stand out if you have ribbon that doesn't match, or if you're using a slightly different colour blue on some form of decoration. Use as many as you can within reason. Don't use hundreds of different types. And if your card doesn't match, because it's blue, it will work with it. This light is getting, let me just see if, does that help? Yeah, not too bad, I think. Right, so I'm going to put this one. Now this one I actually take off. I should have taken that off. The first one, which is the one that's attached to the front, we do not want it to have a flap. Oh, I don't mind doing that. Right, so we are just going to cut that all the way back to there and make sure that is there, then there. And we are going to leave those be. Right, so what I done was I put my teddy bear right in the front, because that then starts it off with a cute little look. And for some reason I never cut these, so it's going to be just under 9. Oh, I said in the last video, oh, it's so horrible cutting into bear. It's awful. I did say in the other one, I also have the thing about eating things that have like faces on, or jelly babies. We have Jammy Dodgers, which I think are the ones with the little smiling faces on. If my biscuit's smiling at me, I can't eat it. I'm sorry, I really can't. Right, so I've just trimmed up the ends, because there was a little bit over, and that is fine. Oh, I tried it randomly, but at some stages the foot was going somewhere wholly inappropriate, so I didn't. No one else probably would have thought anything about it, but it looked like he was doing something rude, and then in the next minute one was having a foot in the head. Right, so we are then going to go along, and we're going to put that there, I think that one there, that one there, that one there, and then I wanted to end up with the bear. Maybe not the bear, and then that one. Okay, right, so let's do that. Now I do not advise any of you to do what I am just about to do. It will mess up your blade. However, I am due for a new blade change, so it will make no difference to mine whatsoever. As you can see, these are the ones I have left, and these are the ones I used to cut really thick card. I go through a lot because I use a lot of thick card in my work. Right, so we are going to, again, I do not think you should do this under any circumstances. Okay? None of you. That's strange. I don't know if that's thicker. Might have to be trimming some of those bits down. That's okay. Right. Here we go. And we are going to pop that one in there. So, and these are all hand stamped, as I said before. And I think they look lovely. And the fact that we now have less choice with our designer series paper. Ooh. I think hand stamping is going to become more and more necessary. Oh, you can see I made some. I was testing different colours. That was marine and mist with tempting turquoise. I spent a lot of time trying to find out which one I liked. Now that is one of them that was slightly thicker. That's interesting. Yeah, these need trimming down a bit. That one's fine, but they're not. I thought I had been very clever. So we are going to go to there. Now that one, ooh, this is going to gunk my blades up. But as I say, I'm due for a change. So, but again, I don't advise any of you to do what I just done. Let's move this out of the way so you can see. Right, so we are then going to pop that one in. And then this one. Great. I might end up finishing this off soon, as we're at 40 minutes already, and then I will include a picture at the end of it completed, but I will show you as much as I can. If you've seen what you needed to see, you can skip over to my blog, but do give me time to get that uploaded, and you will see all the finished pictures in detail. Do you know what? I seem to have lost some sheets of paper, you know. I've got teddy bears missing. Okay, I'm going to put that one there anyway. Must keep him, because of the light. Sorry, this is terrible light. It was quite alright when I started. Can you hear my wonderful dogs? Little terrors. Right, so what I need to do now is just reinforce these folds like that. We will cover these over, okay, so this bit won't show that's been knocked, and all as we will do is cut these down and just put them along each one, really. Can you hear them? Honest. Who'd have 3 Jack Russells, eh? Right, so we can use any of these pieces of paper to pop them along there, and that's what I do. I don't need to show you that, that isn't an important step. Right, so that side is done. So what we're going to do is now fold this over, and we're going to, what you would ideally do here is put down sheets of designer series paper or your own hand stamped paper, or you don't need to at all. You can just pop these on. Now let me show you how easy these are, because you can always decorate them up with stickers, or literally just put baby photos or white bits of paper that you can journal on. Right, so I've done all of these, so that's 5, and there's 6 of them, so I just thought I would show you. Right, so we've scored this one here, and that is at 1/4 inch, so we are now just going to fold that over and reinforce it. I am going to get some of my skinny tape, my red liner tape, which is, it's funny, I've got tear and tape, I use it, I have no problems with it. I do like red tape though, but get me on video and I go from being able to use tear and tape and getting the backing off to not being able to at all. Go figure. Right. Right, and we are now going to pop our teddy bears on. And make sure if you have a pattern it's going the right way. Hey, I've done it with the random bears. Oh my goodness, look, one's headbutt in the other. That one's sitting on one's head. Oh wow. I pretend. Don't tell anyone. No one will notice. Except for a child later on in life. Mummy, why is that bear sitting on the other one's head? Right, so we've decorated that. That's got the 1/4 inch flap with some double-sided tape. And this is as technical as lining it up, seeing if you like the spot, stick it down. Yeah. And you are going to go along and do that. Now, you don't have to use magnets here. no one says it's necessary. I just like the flaps to stay closed, because if you have photos or any journaling or anything, you don't want it falling out everywhere, but you can use a Velcro dot. You can use a ribbon and just punch a hole in and tie it. You didn't tell me I was doing two the same pattern. That was a bit close. Right. And I want that one to end up there, so I'm going to pop this one down there. Now you will take your time with these, and you will be able to get over your work a lot better than I can get over mine. Oh, static. Right, so there. Okay, and believe it or not, once we fold this up, and it will take a bit of, it will take a bit of brute force the very first time. Sorry, I had a moment there and thought I'd completely messed this up. So this is what I was looking at, thinking, oh no, I glued it on the wrong bit. Blonde. There. So if you fold it the right way, you will then be able to fold that over, and you will put that there, and that will then become your album. But there are some things I want to show you first, especially to do with the magnets. Now, I was a wee bit stupid on here, because what I should have done is, oh no, I'm right, I'm all right, thank goodness. I was just going to have a little major meltdown then. Right, so my glue dots. We are going to pop a glue dot. Now the reason I said I wanted some designer series paper on there is because it covers the magnet up. If you're not using magnets and you don't want to put paper down, you surely don't need to. So I just put a glue dot on that one, and we are going to about there. It's as technical as right there. Okay, and we're going to get glue dot and do the others. I know I'm off camera, but it's too difficult to try and get this in without knocking this tripod over, but I'll show you it when it's done. Right, so as you can, oh, I tell you, these things are fearsome. I use a lot of magnets. I prefer magnets, and I know a lot of people prefer Velcro dots. I think you're either in one camp or the other. And I know a lot of people think that magnets are expensive, but I honestly think that £1.60 with no delivery for 50 is pretty good. Oops. And they're not hard to do anymore. The invention of glue dots is a wonderful thing. Right, so let me show you this, if I can. here. Right, so all of these now have magnets attached. Now to this end one is going to be slightly different because it has a pocket on. Okay, let me fold these over. So this one here has a pocket on, so what we're going to do is pop that on there and it will pick its side, so you know that the glue dot needs to go on the bit that is showing, which I'm going to do there. Now I'm going to press this down but not hard because I want to see where it fits roughly. Okay, right, so interestingly enough, right there, and we will then cover that up with a piece of paper. Yep, and all as we are going to do now is we're going to do the same to all of those, which I'm not going to make you sit through. So they are, I'm going to knock this off again. Oh, I'm getting in a terrible state today. Don't know what's wrong with me. Right, let's get myself sorted out. Right, all is well. So I'm not going to make, as I say, I'm not going to make you watch me do each and every one of them. If you do want me to do another one, all we are going to do is one more. Please be careful of these when they hit each other because they can shatter. The strength of these things can be fearsome, so do be careful. Do try not to let them smash against each other. Right, so glue dot, pop it on the back of the magnet, close it up, give it a rub, and there they are. That really isn't difficult, is it? And then that closes. Right, so am I doing that the right way again? Yes. Right, but what I did want to show you is some of the bits that I've done for inserts. Now hopefully this won't take too long. I used some new products, which I use the Christmas quilts, which just goes to show you how versatile they are. And I use these for some of the files. So all as I done was I cut out 4 different colours, and then I obviously put all the different colours into one of the frames. It makes 4 of them. And I also put the little stitch line, stamp the stitch line along it. It's so easy to line up. It's amazing. So easy. So they are going to be some of the inserts which are going to go in there, which probably don't look anything just yet, but when they're decorated up they're going to look lovely. And we have this one, which I've just used an old punch we had with the hearts, and have used this trim which I'm absolutely in love with, and I've just done that on opposing cards and have obviously put the alternate card underneath there. Okay, and that will look lovely. Got more to go in there, but what I just did want to show you is these, which I'm going to put in there. Now I will just stamp that up because I did actually want you to see that. I've cut out lots of lovely and hugs because a lot of the stamp sets are saying to hug and to hold from this day forward, and I thought that was fun. So I've just got some more of the border pattern. I have stamped the bear out and just obviously cut him out. Didn't take very long. Now this one I'm going to stamp with exactly as I did on the pink one, which is "Hello baby, welcome to the world." So we're going to stamp that one, which I'm going to do right now, which is "Welcome to the world." Something for baby. Love you. Hello baby. Hello baby. Right. Oh, and just in case you think that I'm being cheap, I actually own masses and masses of Stampin' Up blocks. Lots of them. But my hands... Right, so my camera cut off then, so I'm going to be very brief now because it's going to do it again soon. So all as I've done is I have stamped the "Welcome to the world, hello baby," okay, and that will go on the front cover, and you can either put a picture of the baby or the baby's name. And all as I am going to do is use these, which are out of the Memories and More, which are you could even put one of them on there. What I will do is I will go through, and some of these are just so beautiful. I'll complete this and come back and show you the completed one, and I will also show you how to do the belly band. But the belly band is so simple. All as you'll do is, and I am just bringing you these the finished album. I'll take these out of the way for now. I was having problems with my iPad last night, and I think I had to film that in 3 segments, which you probably won't notice, I hope. But I got to the point where I was saying, right, I'm going to decorate this and I'll show you the end result, which I'm going to do now. But then I lost the light as well, so it wasn't going well. Right, so what I will say is this belly band that is holding that down, you see my bear, and I just popped a bow on him. He has a magnet underneath him, and there is a magnet on the back, which I will cover over, so that just snaps closed like that. Okay, so that goes round, and then that goes in there, and that is the measurements of the belly band. Now, the best way to always get the belly band to fit is to get your piece of paper and to lay it over, crease, and just go round, and then reinforce the creases at the end. It will always fit. So there is the finished belly band, and I've just cut 2 or 3 lovelies and put them on top of each other, and then that will just slot under there, just under that bit. Okay, so you don't need to put the belly band on, you can put a piece of ribbon around and tie it, it's completely up to you. And I've just put my normal corner protectors on. I think they're more decorative than actually functional. So this is what it now looks like. I have used a lot of the Memories and More, which is Bundle of Love, and I still have huge amounts left. So I could probably make 4 or 5 albums out of that, so that is worth it. So I'll just briefly show you. This is out of the Christmas quilts. I'm going to use this so much, probably not for Christmas, ironically. So this is how it's finished up, and as you know, this opens up and then that folds down to put other little bits and pieces on there. So that just folds up, and I think I've done that the wrong way. Yeah, right, so then that will fold up, And then on the other side I have just used some old designer series paper, which I've got so much of it that I used it up. And these flaps I have just popped some wording in, which is so difficult. So that one's just a blank one. That one again is just a patterned one. That one is So In Love With You. That one is a patterned one. That one is Baby Boy. And there I just have So In Love With, oh, You Are Loved, little one. And that one there says, I love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby will be. Okay, so that was out of the pack as well. So that is it finished. It is the typical thing, which I'm sure anyone who makes albums will agree with you. I'm getting myself in a pickle here. Anyone who makes these will agree. The making them is the easy part. You can make them very, very, very quickly. But the fun part is the decorating, which does take its time. And that is the bit I thoroughly enjoy, is the decorating. I'm making this look so difficult, and it really isn't. It's because this is new and I haven't folded it and folded it and folded it. Right, so using that Memories and More pack, if you haven't got a lot of stamps, will be a godsend to you. And you'll be able to make some absolutely beautiful albums, and they really are easy. And then they all fold up. That will slot back over there, and then you'll close it. Okay, so that is nice and simple. We'll just pop that belly band back on, and I have just made let's slot that under. I don't know why I keep putting it under, but I really like it underneath. So there's the little girl one. You can see that I've made on this one this bit a little wider. I don't know why, but I just think it, you can see that I've put, oh, these keep clashing together. You can see that I've put a lot more decoration into this one, the boy one. But by the time you have photos and you have journaling and diaries, they will all fill up. Right, so all as I've done is, without getting these corner pieces all caught up, which I suppose I'm going to make this look really difficult now, that does, yeah, let's put that way around, shall we? That's better. They hold. If you don't have these corner pieces in, it goes in a lot better. Yeah. They are beautiful, I must admit, but they are not the most functional or easiest pieces, because if they slightly come up. So would I advise putting them on? Probably not. So let's put that one in there, and we are now going to try again, because these fit in here beautifully. There. Now where is that catching? Right there on those corner protectors. I'm going to take them off in a minute, I think. And that one is also sticking on there. Visually they are lovely. Functionally, and you can see that one there is just bowing out a bit. That is where these meet together, and we have teddies, and I put a bow on that one. So, and that is how they will then be stacked on the shelf, or that way. And you can put 1 month to 3 month, or just the name if you have lots of children. I'm probably going to end up using these for my fur babies. So this one will be Sam and this one will be Maggie, and I'll do one for Suki. But I think that's actually quite sweet. But they are really, really, really simple albums. I think when you first saw me put this together, to do the actual outside, the basics, the everyday, let's get this put together, was really quick. It really was. It's the decorating that takes the time, but then I honestly think that's also the best bit, is the decorating. So I don't know which one you like more, or if you like them both, but please do give them a go. I can't edit videos, so you get a very unvarnished, straightforward video from me. If I could edit them, I still don't think it would give you just how easy it is. I don't have the experience to be able to say this is how you do it and do it within half an hour. But some people don't always want speed, they want to follow step by step, and hopefully if I do the basics at the beginning and say, right, that's it, that's all you need to do, then the people who need to move on and go do something else will then have the ability to put those together and do it at their own pace. But these don't take days. This will only take you an afternoon or a day, maybe a weekend if you're really not confident. But they are so easy and quick to do. So please do give them a go. This isn't my normal size album. I'm very much a mini album, which isn't so mini, usually an 8 by 6 or something. But these I think will probably be more functional, because you'll be able to pop them in your bag if you go to see grandma or granddad or friends that you haven't seen for ages. So please do give them a go. And that is the basics on how to do these baby mini albums. Right, well, thank you for sharing part of your day with me, and sorry if this tutorial seems to have been a bit bits and pieces, but as I say, I don't have the experience to edit seamlessly, and not the experience to be a very polished eBayer, but that's me. Right, well, thank you very much for spending part of your day with me. Have a lovely rest of the weekend. It's very rainy and miserable here, and can I just sign off saying again, I hope that anyone who has friends and family in Texas and any of those that are affected by the hurricane, my thoughts and wishes are with you. Right, well, I will see you again in the next tutorial. I think I'm doing a double card holder. Now,